but it's about hearing from, I wouldn't say the horse's own mouth, because obviously she's not a horse.
Then you can't say rise above, because obviously nobody is rising.
Anyway, I've just said it. Okay, so you've heard Teresa.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
Well, my stance is, if whatever happened is what we are relating to, we should look at the entirety of whatever happened and moved on. But when we narrow it to two personalities, to the extent of saying that the industry is bigger than them, the scheme is bigger than them, they will come and they will go and the scheme will be there, forgetting that the scheme will be there, the scheme will also come and go, Ghana Music will be there. That thing has to be there, that Ghana Music is bigger than every award. Ghana Music is huge and stronger, and is the reason musical awards are there. So whatever decision we take, we need to look at the totality of the music and then how we're projecting it. For me, I still stand by yesterday my decision. And then one, Teresa said we should give other people opportunity. Yesterday I said that we should do a flashback 5 years, check the number of artists that perform on the stage, check the number of artists that get nominations, check the number of artists that on their road shows perform, and let's look at how many of these people who have gotten to the top were helped by the scheme to get to the top. You get me? Yes, it's true, we need to give other people opportunity, but has the scheme given that industry that opportunity for people to pop up? You get me? We should go beyond just the two acts. And also, if I feel if we wanted Sarkodie's accolade to stand, whatever happened, another day would have been set aside to give the outstanding, the other awards that were still not given out would have been given out, and then measures and then PR mechanism will be put in place to push the most important part, so that the good size of whatever happened will project.
Right. Well, thank you very much. Eddie, please come in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to be here. First time here as a
pundit.
Yeah, sure. And for me, I think we are all entitled to opinions, and it's important that I'm an advocate for not letting someone keep what is within them. I don't know how to express that. You need to voice out all the time when but one thing you should also, that underpins this, is the fact that you are responsible for what you say. It's important. And for me, as long as what you say is not derogatory, as long as what you say is it's logic, as long as what you say can be argued, we can all come at a point and agree on something is really, really important. And for me, I think Mrs. Ayode didn't just stand up and say anything. She was asked the question.
Right.
And I think this is something that the media has done over a period of time. Even after VGA came out to tell them about their decision on Stone Boy, they kept on pushing them for questions. And I felt sometimes, when you push someone so much to the wall, after they keep on saying, because I think beginning of the year they were clear on their stance on Stone Boy and Shatawale, when the media asked them about, okay, what are we doing to these guys going into VGMA 2020? And they were like, we still stand by our ban on these artists. And I think we all agree on the ban, and on what they did. It was unlawful, it was unnecessary. What happened last year was unnecessary. And in other countries, people have gone to suffer for what they did. We've been soft on them, we've been good to them, because they've been our sweethearts, Shatawale, Stone Boy. And I think we've held them to that level till today. So for me, I think after Mrs. Ayawade spoke, Stone Boy, it should have ended there. Why? I think all these questions came up at his press conference. And I think at his press conference, he had really, really, really important stuff to tell Ghana. Until today, we're not talking about the upcoming album. We're not talking about his shows coming up. And it's all because, he failed to exercise discretion. It's important that we know how to exercise discretion. You don't always have to banter, and that is what I see coming from the camp of Stonebwoy. Sometimes silence is golden. You wait for the right time to hit, and I think the most important thing, Stonebwoy should be re-strategizing. The focus of our conversations from now to probably the end of next week should be about his album, his upcoming tours. He should come again. He should rework it. He should re-strategize, and I think it's really, really important.
Well, thank you very much. IB, please.
Yesterday you read it. I was here. I listened to it. I heard you read it, but today I have heard it myself. I mean, the way she said it. I also believe that once they had laid their stand that they had been banned and they were not even going to be given the awards, and the rest of the awards had been taken back, I don't know what other questions we will want to ask. And a repetition of questions might bring something out of you that you might not even have planned to say. And also, I believe that we should move ahead of the Shatta Wale Stonebwoy ban. Yes, it is true, because it's already been said. What questions again will we want to ask? I'm sure this press conference was to announce that VGMA nominations had been opened and VGMA was on. Why go bring back things? I mean, I don't know what is new about this Shatta Stonebwoy issue again, because even at the beginning of the year, they laid it that still they hold the ban. And because the case is even in court. So I don't see them coming back. It is true, we should move on and look at the way forward. When you push someone too much to a wall, I'm sure you will get what you want. And also, the fact is, in Ghana here, I think we are more tilted towards negativity than positivity. That is my 2 cents. I'm not speaking for everybody here.
Right.
That is what I see. The thing has already been said. Let's stay with it and move on and ask befitting questions to the press conference that is being held. I'll side with Eddie. It is not everything that you will have to talk back at. People will want your opinion on things. The fact that they want your opinion doesn't mean you have to give your opinion. Most of times, you also need to think about what you want to say, what you want to communicate. Is that what you want people to pick up and run with? You held a press conference that was so beautiful. That was when I even got to know that the Boss Energy Drink, it was not just an ambassador, but he has a franchise. Yes. All these. Yeah. The lawyer said it.
Okay.
All these things were said at the press conference, but nobody, like it said, nobody's even focusing on it. These are positivities. When are we ever going to stop selling the negatives of Ghana? All these things paint Ghana in a certain way. See, there are other countries who have more stench in the industry than ours, but we don't even hear of them. They keep pushing the positive of it. They keep pushing the positive of it. They keep pushing the positive of it. I think it's time we need to do same. We need to push the positives of it. We should forget the tickings, the views, and the eyeballs that will be accrued to our platforms when we are first to put out the news. Let's be patriotic. That is the only way this industry can grow. That is all I have to say about it.
All right, thank you very much. Ola, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Andy. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to listen to her because I was rushing up here. And I don't know. If it's not too long, could you please?
Oh, it's not too long. It's good Mr. Logic is here because yesterday he raised the argument and better still held on to it and made too much noise about it. Did you listen, Mr. Logic?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I've even heard other things.
All right, other things.
Yes, I've heard other things. I think it was good you played the voice.
All right, so let me play it again.
Yeah, please.
For clarity's sake.
Please do.
Yeah, man.
Can we, as George has appealed to you as the media, help us to let the industry rise above two? Let's rise above these two and let's let the industry breathe and move on, because other events, Sarkodie won Artist of the Decade. No one ever even talked about it. That's a huge accolade. The industry is bigger than these two artists, and that's what I really need you guys to go back with. This industry is bigger than these two artists. Before they came on the scene, the scheme was. When it's time for them to move on, the industry will still be there, the scheme will still be there. It's just one of those things that happen to ruffle your feathers, your feathers, sorry. And then you shake it off and move on again. And that's what we intend to do. So we are ready to move on. We believe that there's so much more Ghana has to offer. Like someone said, the eyes of the world is on Ghana. Those who want to shine and use opportunities should come along, and let's give them the opportunity. There are a lot of teeming young people who need the opportunity. So let's move on and let's think of the good of our industry. So it will be good for all of us. And let's not allow a few miscreants to make our industry look so terrible. It's not that bad. There's so many good things going out there, so many positive stories. Let's focus on those ones, please. So as this year's event is about to roll, please, we beg you, let's not make it about these two artists. It's okay. Enough of that last year. It's a new year, it's a new dawn. Let's move forward with positivity and talk about the good things about our industry, and let's move forward. Let's start afresh.
Hitz FM 103.9.
Got it? Kajiko?
Yeah, Naji. I think there's not too much difference between what she's saying and what she was quoted to have said in the graphic showbiz. I think there's a lot in common. Apart from a certain line that I think she said something about miscreants. That's the only one that I didn't read from the newspaper.
It was in there.
It was
captured, yes.
Okay, I actually didn't. Probably escaped my attention because I was looking out for those quotes that were actually were from her. Andy, first of all, let me start by saying this whole attitude of us thinking that award schemes are people's private businesses, and so I mean, what if we don't participate? What are we going to lose? I think we need to look at it very well. You see, you singing is a private business. Me buying ticket to come and watch you, I'm supporting your private business. The CIMB, that's the name for the award. There's an award, CIMG, right?
CIMG
for marketing. Yes,
has been going on for a long time, and I've been reading a bit about this whole award thing and what it does for these whole institutions. Come and see how proud they are when they win. Oh, we're CIMG winner on this for this year and that year, and they even make billboards just to advertise that.
Oh, but EcoBank is a sponsor of one of my segments, and they pride themselves with it. 2 times CIMG Hall of Fame Bank, 2 times Product of the Year CIMG.
What is it doing for them?
Well, it's helping them because they need to brag and boast about it.
It gives them a position.
Leverage.
Equity,
yes.
Positioning, branding, and it's also putting them on a certain pedestal the rest are not.
Okay, so awards can help Ghana a significant amount of visibility in a certain market or industry and attract new customers, investors, and donors by giving an organization an edge over its competitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is this talk about? Oh, it's a private business. Hey, we can decide not to be part of it. So why do you even submit in the first place? Look at how we release songs in this country. We strategically release them towards
under the year of review.
You understand? So as to be captured. It's because most of the people love to be recognized through these awards. And it does a lot of work for you. When people are writing about you, oh, he has won Ghana's Artist of the Year for 7 times, and that's a huge endorsement. It brings a lot of money. So stop this argument about it's a private business. Hey, it's a private business. Okay, let's look at all the structures of a music industry and see if we can take award schemes out. You can't. So why would the Jay-Z's and the rest all submit to be awarded? And when Kanye sees that Taylor Swift wins over Beyonce, he will go on stage and protest. Why? What is the big deal? If it means nothing, why would he even do that?
It means a lot.
It means a lot. Let's stop these hypocritical, assertions. We like to be awarded. I love to be, recognized for my hard work. Everybody loves it. Now, that is done. That is just a preamble.
Okay.
Now, the woman comes out to say, look, something has happened. That was last year, April.
Yeah.
We've been ranting over this thing and raining torrents of vituperations at them. Oh, we've done all that. They know, they've heard it. We have even gone to the extent of saying they should be arrested, which I agree. But she's saying guys, we done enough? Can't we just move on?
That was what I was getting from.
I guess that's all she wants to say. Can we just move on? We've had enough of this banter and Stoneboy, this Shatawale, this Stoneboy, this for crying out loud. In 1999, these people were not there. In 2000, they were not there. But we had an industry.
Yeah.
When Ochiame, the Akatechis and
Lumba
and the Kotihines and all those people. Oh, and my favorite, Lord Kenya. When they were rocking the shows, these people were not even an idea in music. So in the next decade, they might not even be part of the industry or maybe part of the award scheme. So she's only. I'm not. Probably. Maybe I'm feeling too. No, not emotional. I'm feeling too. Sympathetic towards the things they've gone through over the months that with this incident happened. And she's saying, okay, look, can we just move on? Because there are lots of arts and there are lots of creative people in the industry that needs it. That needs our attention. That needs our talkabilities and stuff like that. And then I gave an example yesterday. See, everybody here has got an artist they support. Wouldn't you want Andy to come here every morning and be playing your artist song? Okay, let's just stop playing everybody's song and play Stoneboy and Shatawale alone. You think we'll have an industry? No, the industry is bigger than just two people. We are not saying they are not big brands. Oh, they are big. They are huge. But the industry is bigger. It's an industry that made them. It's an industry that will leave a legacy for younger people to copy from. And so I do not think that she said anything that will encourage anybody to probably, go against these two. Again, there are issues in court. And in court, is the state against these two people. It is not Charterhouse against them. It's the state against Stoneboy, the state against, what do you call it, Shatawale. That's what is in court. Can we not talk too much about it so that it doesn't make their case in court even worse?
And I think, Ola, over the period of time, Charterhouse has also exhibited some sort of support for these artists. Imagine if Charterhouse had decided to press charges.
Of course.
They had decided to be high-handed about what happened at the Dome. But I feel that they have been able to give a posture that shows it. And mind you, this is our biggest award scheme. And it's important
whether we like it
or not. And we all have to come together to support it. And awards that have thrived globally are awards that have thrived on consistency and growth. And that is what we need to help Charterhouse with. We might have our own issues and all of that. If we decide to go into the issues one by one, we are not going to go out of
these
here.
Issues, we have had them since 99.
Over and over.
We have had these issues since 99.
Yes, you get me. So let's table the real issues. What I feel is happening is, okay, Obiya wade sa won untminka and why ade ba ko bi na obuofu na o burst out. Sometimes it's wrong during those moments because you might end up saying unnecessary stuff.
Exactly.
Let's take our time. If we want to really, really build this industry and say we want to table constructive criticism to Charterhouse as much as possible, let's give them time.
There was a period when Shatawale decided that, okay, for one reason or the other, he doesn't want to be part of the award. He made public pronouncement, even ridiculed the owners of the award. What happened later on? He came to apologize. What happened? Now he is part of the award. You understand? Is it not important to him? It is. If it's not, he would have stayed away even as at now. But even within those periods, those end that we went through, we still had an industry going on. We still had that awards going on. Let's not make it too hard on them. But finally, Andy, I think that our artists need some sort of, I've been saying this, they need some sort of publicists or PR people in their teams. Because there are certain questions you don't answer them during certain periods. Yeah. They will take the shine out of the relevance of that meeting. You were saying that we pay too much attention to negativity, right? You interviewed Kofi Adjolo. The period,
I did.
Yes, the period within which you interviewed him, he was a bit not in the right mood to talk. But he wanted content.
Okay, no, hold on. Let me show you why I interviewed.
Hold on.
No, hold on.
Please let's not digress. Let's not digress.
Let me show you
the controversial part.
Please, gentlemen.
The reason why I'm bringing that is because see how far that interview went. Our audience, they love sensational stories. Give them the positives they would never read. This is the audience we worked for. Let's get used to it. So sometimes give them a bit of the sensational, sometimes give them a bit of the educational. But you as an artist, when you are doing a press conference where you want to deliver something very important to your brand, when IB comes to you and asks you about Charterhouse, tell IB, let's leave this for another day. So that we don't have this shrouding over the importance of that event that you had. Thank you very much.
The difference here is they
All right, thank
brought
you very
Kofi
much.
Adjololo to me to interview.
Well, that's all right.
The people themselves.
Well, thank you very much. We'll get into that. Mr. Logic, can you finalize our discussion?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
And yesterday, I think Mark gave me a certain explanation about the whole press conference.
He starts nicely.
And then, he also reminded me of the fact that there is a threat to us. I mean, myself and Kuka and the rest of the team. I mean, it was on a more friendly side. It's not. Yeah. I mean,
Mark said you fire again.
Yeah, you fire. So I will really want to deal with this issue based on what has been said here now, not based on what the lady said. I mean, I've picked up few, signals. I mean, few, I think, unsuitable signals from what she said. The word equity, Andy, if you should check the meaning, you need to be fair and impartial in everything that you do. Aside it being have different terminology, you need to be fair. And I think Ola is not doing any justice to this issue. Yes, by way of trying to defend. You see, when somebody is wrong, regardless of their stance, even if the president of Ghana is wrong, and people start to complain, the president will call his team, his council. What do you think about the cry? And then they will consider the necessaries and the unnecessaries. Then they will deal with it. But if people err and then you refuse to identify where they went wrong, it's more like you are telling me that certain personalities are untouchable to speak about, which I will not buy. You see, the lady said that we shouldn't allow few miscreants to disturb the industry. The whole industry should, yes. And you see, certain words are not appropriate to use at certain places to address. Executive addressing. You don't use certain words. Who are the miscreants? That's number one. When you refuse to understand that words, descriptions, you see, these are very serious part of our life. How you describe me? The other time, a guy wanted to address me here. He was lost where he know me. He said, "Oh, I know you. I was waiting to hear what you say. I know you. I think colleague or not." Then I say, "Wait a minute. If you don't remember where you know me, let me just tell you where I know you. I'm not saying colleague or not is not good, but if you don't remember where you know me, stop mentioning and describing me the way you think. I'm not a colleague or boy. I know you in Dansuma." I said, "Oh yes." I said, "So why didn't you just ask me where I know you?" So if I had allowed that guy to go on with his collegono description, there are people here. "Oh, Mr. Logi is a collegono boy." It doesn't mean collegono is not good though. Perceptions. In Jamaica, there are certain addresses you cannot use for when you go for job interviews. Where you live? You say, "Where is the ground span?" "Okay, ground span, you have to wait for a little minute, we'll get back to you." You will sit the whole day, they won't come. Because people from ground span are known to be killers, hooligans. So address is very important. You cannot address the arts stakeholders and players as miscreants. You cannot, Andy.
But was that for the players?
We shouldn't allow few miscreants. Andy, let me break down I told you I'll pick up something.
No. You were saying that in the industry. Was she referring to industry players as miscreants?
But she was speaking to the industry stakeholders. So definitely the speech was for.
Were you at the event?
I was listening on radio.
No. I'm talking about.
I didn't go.
No. The VGN.
I wasn't there.
No. I'm talking about the awards. Were you there?
I wasn't there. I mean, what happened there?
Oh,
the act of Stoneboy and Satawale.
Not just them. Did you see what the other people who were rushing on the stage and the whole confusion? Did you see it?
I saw it on TV.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So now, in this case, how would you describe them?
You see, Andy,
for such a colorful event, such a beautiful event, and then you get people to hold
Andy.
on. I'm asking you. I'm not.
Yeah,
please,
okay,
I'm not
okay,
arguing.
okay, sure.
I'm asking you.
Yes.
So here in the studio, this is supposed to be a platform that, in quotes, may
Yes.
command some respect. Then from nowhere, we get yeah. All of a sudden, people enter in the studio. Back then, each time we had elections, we had how do you call them? No, we had security assigned to almost every radio station. Do you know why? Because they were scared of coup.
Security detail.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So in the case where we have no security, and then you get someone entering, what's going to happen?
I mean, chaos. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
So how do you describe them?
You see, Andy, you know I was speaking
Please
about
answer,
description.
please.
I will not use that word.
No,
for
please
them.
answer my question. How would you describe the people who caused the mayhem?
Can we first of all check the meaning of miscreant?
Okay, don't worry.
You can say unlawful.
Very
Yes.
good.
Let me read for you.
Ruffians.
A person who has done something wrong or unlawful.
So in
Very
this
good.
case, that's
Very
what I'm
good.
asking.
Very good.
How do you call them?
That's why I'm saying that.
So-
she was addressing.
Was it wrong for her to use the word?
No, she was addressing Shatawale and Stoneboy's issue, and then she used the word we shouldn't allow a few miscreants. You understand? So in other words, the two names on board, definitely, obviously, are the miscreant with the miscreantic following.
I like that.
So what I'm saying is, Andy, you know, I don't wish to stress on this.
So if
issue
they did
as
something
if-
unlawful
as
and
if,
we say it-
you see the signal, Coca Pizza. I don't want to be interjected, please. Make her finish. the signal that is going out there is that I have a personal interest in the issue because they are dancehall artists, and as if look at the level of the lady involved. There's no way I can even imagine myself getting closer, speaking against her. But I am dealing with the issue. Issues are bigger than persons. That is why we can say that the industry is bigger than VGMAs. So I'm dealing with the issue. I cannot deal with the lady. The thing is that so far, I think it will be prudent for VGMAs, for whatever, if only there is some reverence for the industry. When you say something wrong and people are, complaining, it's wise that you said, okay, if this word didn't sit well with the stakeholders, I think this is what I meant. Explain. We need to hear. You say you don't want us to hear from the horse's mouth, but I think hearing it from the horse's mouth, based on how this argument is going, will be the best, because then it will end the conversation. Because the more we go into the press speech, this stance where some of us take, we will not pull back, because to end it, you cannot say that the industry should rise beyond these two guys. These guys, I'm not saying Shatta and Stoneboy are the best brands in Ghana, but they are a contributing factor of the industry, how it has been successful. You understand? And other brands like Sarkodie, all these guys, they are all contributing. So in short, for me, because this issue is becoming as if I am pushing an agenda against the lady, Andy, there is no way you can defend this speech. Ola, I've seen a write-up about FIPAG want to use Kofi Ajalolo as a scapegoat. Was it wrong for Kofi Ajalolo to ask for his money? I just saw it in the group that FIPAG is saying they will use him as a scapegoat.
But I will not agree.
Where did he go wrong? What is in the name of FIPAG?
No, but I'm not an executive, so
if
it's something we are discussing,
we'll get
why would you use him for a scapegoat for asking for his money? You see, so
but why have you changed the topic?
I'm making a connective. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is that, Andy, let's not defend one side. Something has gone wrong. Something has been said wrong. The lady involved is a big woman, a big stakeholder of our industry. Look, if Nanado Sef alter, people talk, people they complain. You understand? And this is an industry where we don't even we say we are poor. The political side say where they are so rich. When you say anything so wrong, look, they will come pressure groups. This is where I'm expecting what's your name? What's your name? This pressure group. What's your name?
Consent.
No. Franklin Kujo.
Potag or whatever they call
Afag
it.
or whatever.
No, the ones. Melkosi Davis
Friday.
group.
Okay.
Is there no beer review? See everybody for
Focus. So
yes. So you see when you have such people calling themselves pressure groups, and there is a need for pressure and they are sleeping.
But I think
Logic. Sorry.
Yes.
See, they did something unlawful. Miscreant is explained as a person who does something unlawful.
So what's wrong with that?
This place I don't side with you.
Andy.
But in any
So had she said unlawful, would you have accepted that?
I'm not saying I don't understand English. The meaning of
Andy,
No. So there was a problem.
Yeah.
There was a problem with the words.
The descriptions. Some of the descriptions she makes. No,
Andy,
that's
I'm
what trigger all this
confused.
conversation.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's not the
unnecessary.
word.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm confused.
Now
So-
I want us to rise above
I
this
need
issue.
to end.
I'm
And yes, this issue must end today.
I need some clarification.
And the Ayowade.
Coca, I want Coca, please.
So I get a clarification.
Oh, which clarification do you need, please?
Who has the power to declare somebody as lawful or unlawful in that incident?
the law.
Master,
But it is the law court.
But certain things are
No,
also
no.
See,
What are you talking about? So right now, if you steal, that's what Mark said yesterday.
Sorry.
If you steal here,
Yes.
I will not wait for the police to declare it lawful or not.
Unlawful.
If you've stolen something,
It's unlawful.
if you've stolen, what's that, mouse,
Yes.
you'll be arrested.
You see,
What is unlawful in the act?
Evidence.
I don't need. Thank you.
Based on evidence. So that is why.
The evidence is what
So
you
that is
saw.
why when. So no.
That's all over on stage.
Sure. So no. But I'm going to go into it as well. I'm going
That's
to
what I
go
said.
into
I
it
want
as
us to
well.
rise above it.
Yeah,
they said
but
it,
Andy,
they reported to the police.
I was there
Case
on the
notes.
night, right? And for me, whatever happened, right?
actually
I
gave
think
my
it's probably because I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of, 1,000 Ways to Die. See,
Oh, you
that
watch
gun,
1,000 Ways to
that
Die?
gun could have come out of that guy's hand.
Why would you watch
Hit the ground.
That's one of my
shot anybody.
There are lots of times straight bullets kill people.
Eddie, the thing you are referring to,
Yes.
the case said they have not watched it.
Yes.
I may not understand you.
Wait,
two
wait,
people,
say something.
the two people. The case is still with the police.
Yes.
In the law court.
Yes.
The law court will determine the outcome of what they did.
So the law court hasn't decided that what they did is unlawful, so we shouldn't see it as unlawful. Is that what you're saying?
Very good question.
No, I'm asking you. No.
Hey guys, let's rise above. Gentlemen,
What you did. No, you
I will appreciate it if
what the person
rise
did was
above this.
wrong.
Kwagu.
We can't that. We should leave the
Kwagu.
law. You see, then when we do that,
Koga.
we are judging the case before the even judges will
well,
do
Coca, please respect the chair.
Hitz FM 103.9.
Jafro, how the party look? How the party stay? Tell me where the party are, another.
Please, I will appreciate it if there is some decency in your messages. Without that, unfortunately, I may have to skip it. Please, I need your attention, gentlemen. Thank you. Now, Eagle Eye 7 says, and it does. She said it in a context. It could be anyone. This is English. Check the time she mentioned these two and where she ended with few miscreants. Mr. Logic, no win award before, so it be nice you go make.
No, but this year we dey win.
Okay, okay, they are miscreants. It says that listen to the guy, listen to how he concluded it. He said, okay, they are miscreants. Go beat Madame Teresa. Tino Twitch says Ola Michael is trying to play safe on how the woman described the two artists. William Entry says, and what Stoneboy and Shatawale did on the stage was unlawful, and that makes them miscreants. I think Logic doesn't know the meaning of the word. Oh, please, he knows. Please. Okay, right. Now, let's invite Mark into the conversation. He said you go fire. He said you go call back. Truly, call back. Mark, good morning and welcome. Fire.
Good morning, Andy.
Yes, sir. Logic says I should take you off. He doesn't want you to fire.
Logic, that time is not yours.
Yes, sir.
You know, I think Logic is trying to write his own dictionary this morning. It's been explained to him, but still, he doesn't want to withdraw what he said. Originally, it's about the word miscreant. It's been read. Still, he's where he is, and I don't think that is good enough. I mean, when you see that where you've gone is too slippery, and you are at fault, or you have overreacted, it is only appropriate and right to say that I think I overreacted, because after giving me the meaning of miscreant, I don't think the word was wrong to be used. And then tell Coca that it is not just unlawful. One Ola read, and I've also checked. It says when you do something wrong or unlawful. So if you say unlawful, that is where you say we bring the court case in. Then you can talk legal, because of the law. But if it is wrong, it is not the court that determines something that is wrong. The court doesn't determine the wrong things in my home. When my child misbehaves, I do what I have to do. And so, if it is perceived as wrong before it went to court, as Charterhouse or as people of the nation, we saw it in a particular light. And also, of course, some of you are trying to give me an impression that that kind of thing is a norm in this country. And after logic telling us that in a particular neighborhood in Jamaica, you cannot mention it when you're going to look for a job because address counts. It should tell you that the things to counter how we mold our society counts. We know some countries in Africa that when you travel to the West, the moment you mention that, oh, you come from Ghana, they say, we thought you come from the other side. Would have dealt with you differently, because there's a perception that has been created over the years about that particular country. And so let's not defend logic. After reading, Ola has done a good job since yesterday. These award schemes that we make them look demonic, or they're looking for their money. They're using it to look for money. The film people are looking for something like VGMA, and I'm sure they'll worship it if they get it. Music, we've been able to nurture this to the extent that we have free music also growing. Guess what? You know what is going to happen to free music? If anyone had a plan to go to free music to misbehave, after what is happening around VGMA, people will think twice and say, Charlie, these are what schemes, their range is small. Charlie, let's be careful how we do our things. So free music is also going to benefit indirectly from what's happened on VGMA, because people have learned their lessons. 2, let's not forget that VGMA is for the V there is for Vodafone. Do you know the agreement Vodafone has with Charterhouse? Some of these companies, MTN gives me KPIs when I do events for them. For those of you who do not understand KPIs, it's like what they'll mark you with in the performance indicators, key performance indicators. So if you don't do this thing right, it's a minus. If you do this right, it's a plus. It can affect your reputation. It can affect your working relationship with them. It can affect how you are even paid. And so, for all you know, these things that we are joking with, Charterhouse might even lose revenue, might not be guaranteed future business in terms of VDNA again, or because of this and that happened, we're reducing your budget. But where we sit, we see all these things as light. As usual, creative people see everything light. Let's think of the people too. Let's not just think about we, the creative people, as special people, but the organizers who are entrepreneurs or businessmen, or whatever. I hear people say that, they didn't put scanners and whatever machines there to check, so we should query them. Until that thing happened, which event was using scanners? Tell me, apart from government issues that you find national security, almost everyone wasn't doing an event with scanners, because we have an environment that didn't look like it was scary to go for an event until we saw that last year. And so we are all using scanners now. Let's see what happened. Let's have a win-win situation. As we think of ourselves as an industry, let's think about the organizer too, that we coexist and we do it together, and that is why it's an industry. It's not just about us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us. I really appreciate your time, Marco Kekumati.
Let me just
Mr. Logic.
No, I want to explain what I meant by why she used the word miscreant.
No, I think
I
don't
understand the word miscreant. What I meant is that it was just on that day that these guys misbehaved. Stoneboy has not been unlawful from time that we've known him. I don't remember the last time Stoneboy went to any awards night and misbehaved or did anything of that sort. Maybe Shatter's behavior at I'm coming. Maybe Shatter's behavior at the 2013 VGMA connecting with this one is what probably prompted her or made her use the word miscreants. That's why I'm saying that it wasn't proper to use it for them because they are not that unlawful. Except what they did that night.
Okay,
all right, that's what I meant.
But they are not that unlawful.
They are, but they are not. All right.
They are not. I mean, it was unfortunate.
Hitz FM 103.9.
Hitz 103.9 FM. You're listening to Showbiz Review. Now, let me tell you about Step City Barbershop. Step City Saloon and Spa. Charlie, I before go there. Our joint. At North Carnish. For all your haircuts, nails, UV polish gel, makeup, pedicure, and manicure, come to Step City Salon and Spa Studio. We will make you feel like a king or a queen.
I have not felt like a king in a long while.
Yes.
Please, I need them.
Oh, Charlie, but Step City, you love it.
You will love the place.
Ochami Kwame took me there, and it's been my joint since.
Okay.
Eddie says,
you see when I picture for there.
oh, really? I picture it there.
Oh, really?
Okay. That's what's
wow.
up. Charlie, Mogola.
Hall of Famous.
Yeah, Hall of Fame. Yes. Step City is near Dance Bar, adjacent the Total Filling Station. Fueling station, I beg your pardon, at North Kanishi. Kindly call them on 0508 361 846, 0508 361 846, or 0302 248 557, 0302 248 557. Hey, your only real choice is Papa's Pizza. The making of a master plan and a masterpiece lies right in our kitchen. We deliver to you across absolutely delicious, tasty, and mouth-watering pizzas right at your doorstep. Find a Papa's Pizza near you. East Legon, North Legon, Tema, Osu, Domain, Ring Road, and Spintex. Do what's easy and right. Let your fingers do the talking. Dial our magical short code *844*10# or call 02411 505 555 0241 1505 555. Papa's Pizza, taste it, love it. Now, all you need is love, but a little pampering now and then doesn't hurt. Valentine's Day is here again, and we at Beauty Bowl Saloon and Spa would like to give you a treat that's out of the world. From the 1st to 28th of February 2020, just walk into any of our branches, East Legon and Danceman and Sonic, and experience world-class spa services such as massage, pedicure, manicure, and many others. You can call on 0244 387 300. Before we move on, guys, have you heard of Feminera beauty products? Feminera. Oh. So these products are all set to make space in every woman's heart this Valentine. There's no woman here. So guys, you need to get their products. Send it to your girlfriends and wives.
They said it's supposed to do what in every woman's heart.
Yes.
Supposed to do what?
Okay, so as we believe the right makeup can turn even the simplest look into a statement as authentic as your signature, you need Feminera.
Yeah, so it's for us, it's not for the ladies.
Like
we for buy give them, so we made that statement.
That's exactly what I said.
No, but he said it's unfortunate there's no lady here.
There's no lady here. So
what would you have done? Would you have bought for me?
No.
So me,
so if the lady was here, I would have given it to her. That's it.
But give it to us to give
No, bye. Bye. Now their products ranges from matte lipstick, matte lip gloss, top coat, matte and glossy nail polish, powder oil control, mascara, foundation, primer, loose powder, concealer, color corrector, eyeliner, liquid eyebrow pencil. You see the way I'm mentioning them? My top papa. Charlie, you go inside there, you call. Yeah, babe, No, catch us up a color.
Open and color.
She'll give you some color.
Unfortunately, I don't know this stuff.
Because you don't. Colors.
Charlie.
Oh, bro.
Charlie.
He comes across as somebody who is sweet. Yeah.
I'm a sweet guy. You cough your lungs out. You cough your lungs out.
They make you give you as any colonial virus.
Yes, word there.
What colonial? No colonial.
I just want to be carrying her.
Andy, yes, word there. No cray.
What's your
All right, so let's get into our next story now quickly. We will use you as a scapegoat. We will use you as a scapegoat. The Film Producers Association of Ghana, FIPAG, has made known its resolve to advise itself on Kofi Adjololo's status and positioning in the film industry. If the veteran actor fails to apologize to the association for denigrating it. According to James Abuaje, president of the association, Mr. Adjololo will be used as a scapegoat should he fail to render an unqualified apology to FIPAG. Adjololo had in an interview expressed fury over some movie producers' refusal to pay him after they engaged his services. Having quit his broadcasting career after 17 years to venture into acting, the least he expected was to be treated unfairly. Some of the producers in Ghana here, they should respect themselves. Old man like me, they call me to come and work and they can't pay me. Seeming frustrated, Adjololo complained. What irked him the most was the fact that he's said to be worth $800,000 when in actual fact, he has been starved for years, while stating that many Ghanaian movie producers do not pay actors for their roles in movies. The veteran intimated that a number of actors are still in the business because of the passion they have for it. Well, let me begin with you, since you, it falls directly on your desk. So, is it true that FIPAG has threatened to use Kofi Adjololo as a scapegoat?
Well, I mean, I just saw it this morning, and I think probably the word threatening is something that I find very uncomfortable, because you cannot threaten people for airing their views. I mean, when people are disconcerted about one issue or the other, I mean, come on, they just have to air their views and let it, off their chest. It's about those that have been accused in the course of venting his spleen that need to probably address the issue. So I don't think FIPAG probably might be right in threatening the man for saying what he said, but I think FIPAG's issue has to do with the fact that you said some producers, or maybe 7 producers owe you. And that is the mother association for the producers in Ghana. So when you say that without giving names for them to know whether these people are their members or not, then you are putting all of us into a bad, image and stuff like that. So that is why maybe FIPAG came in to say, look, mention those names or apologize to us. And when he was pushed on peace, I think he came out with one other person, and that person is not even a producer. It doesn't belong to FIPAG. So it's obvious that probably the 7 he's talking about may not necessarily be 7, or most of them could not have been members of FIPAG. So it would have been better if he had addressed his issues towards those people, called their names, so that FIPAG will be, would not feel being insulted. But like I'm saying, I do not think they have the right to threaten him for airing his view. But he probably also has the responsibility to give out the names of those who owe him. And if you have heard my side as to why he says I owe him, it's also obvious that some of these 7 people might have issues that if you go into it, you realize maybe they don't really owe him. And finally, I think that the issue about actors not being paid, I find it very strange. How is that possible that actors are not being paid? See, there are people who will come to you each and every day. The reason why I stopped using my Airtel is because of some of this pressure. I mean, people will call you every day, they want to act. And when you bring them to probably an audition or something, they have nothing to show. They feel acting is about talking, about being able to insult people. Some also feel acting is about being able to speak English. That is why my mentor, Messner, says if acting is about reading, then he could use his doorbell boy to play lead. most of our actors just read. You don't feel real acting in them. So when these young people come to you and you polish them and you put camera on them and later they tell you didn't pay them, it's some way. I've trained you didn't pay anything. I've given you free training, you didn't pay anything. I've taken the risk of putting you in front of camera for me to waste time, money and resources. You didn't pay anything. And you say, I should pay you again. That issue, I think we should probably find a day.
Wait. What? I didn't understand what he said.
And then I finished saying it. So that's...
No, with due respect. I want to be clear on what you said. So that if anyone misquotes you, I will know how to...
I know what I've said.
So no, you may not be there.
I'm saying, Andy, most of these up-and-coming young actors that come to us, they come with raw talent. Some don't even know anything about acting. Now, it's up to you to train them, give them training, to polish them, and then take the risk of putting camera on them, and then take the risk of losing money by making them do stuff that end up not being good.
Now, you were a director.
Now, gradually when
you were a filmmaker, when
you asked me to repeat myself, so let me finish. Gradually when you were able to polish them for them to be in that space where now you think that, okay, now I can leave them on their own. They say you didn't pay me for all those periods when you were trying me. And I'm saying that's not correct. I can't pay you. For example, somebody goes to journalism school, at vacation he comes for attachment. Do they get paid? No. Now, when they finish school, they come for internship. Do they get paid? No. So why are you saying when I'm training you, when you are on the process of being trained or training, I should pay you? I don't understand that. But when a person is polished and I call you for a job and I don't pay you, that's where we have issues.
When you're hiring actors to work on a project,
professional actors,
you
pay them.
Do you sign contracts?
Not all the time. I mean, the type of contract you are referring to, the written one, not all the time.
Why don't you sign contracts?
Yeah, because most of them don't really like it. I've had issues and experiences with people when I say, Charlie, this is a crew memo, go through it and let's sign. Oh, now they be a mu pesku some the domide fa when it wanna face can mammy uncle. That's the industry we live in.
Coca, quickly.
My take is, so one, maybe Kofi, Mr. Jololo dealt with people who are legit producers but are not members of the association. Also, whoever came out with this should rather find a way of dealing with the issue than going how he went about it. How are you going to use him as scapegoat? Right now, he has gotten the going for him. If you don't do anything right, you will end up. I'm happy as Ola being a member, and you could even tell that this was not discussed, or is somebody who is using his powers as a president or as a leadership person to show this is wrong, and we all need to condemn it. That find a way of rather finding out who are these people who, because of you, this kind of degrading is coming to us, or why do we get where we are now, so that you find solution to.
Right. Thank you, Eddie.
Okay, Andy, I think this is quite a lengthy issues, considering the issues that underlie this, So this time I think it's not enough to talk about it. But for me, I think it's a lesson that we need to derive from this. I think I'm going to applaud people like Ola and his group, FIPAG. It's important. I think in the beginning we all mentioned the importance of pressure groups. Likewise, the importance of collectives. Within industries where we've had collectives, we've had people coming together to press for a cause. It's always worked all the time. So I think the actors should also take a cue from FIPAG and also form a collective. I'm surprised, we don't have collectives from the creative art industry represented at TUC. I find it amazing that, is it because, our trade or the thing that we do is intangible? It's high time, we come together and press for all of these things. For them as a group, they are pressing for what will matter to the group. If we had actors also pressing for what will matter to their group, they will sit on the table. They'll be forced to sit on the table and say, Charlie guy, there's insanity within the industry. actors and producers are not working well. How do we come together? So I think actors should learn a cue from this. Whatever happened to Mr. Ajololo is unfortunate, but I think they should learn a cue from this and start thinking of coming together as collectives to fight for collective rights. Individually, they can't do anything.
Wow, thank you very much, Ivy.
Well, there's the Actors Guild. There's the Actors Guild, but there's at least there's an association.
But I think this lie directly on the lap of the Film Producers Association.
That's FIPAC.
FIPAC.
No.
The Actors Guild,
what are they
for
saying?
them, it's almost scrambled. I mean, they are in court.
Because in other jurisdictions, it's between the film producers and
The
the actors guild. That's
producers and
it
the actors.
to say, okay, let's grade salaries.
Yeah.
In most jurisdictions, it's these two bodies that come together and say, based on A, B, C, D, let's grade salaries.
Yes.
So if this guy comes, so we wouldn't have issues of being unpolished and I'm polishing you and you're coming here and all of that is happening. Yeah.
Well, but I also, when I saw it, the first thing I said was, FIPAC power. What they should rather do, I believe, is to find out from Ajololo who these producers are and if they fall in. Because one, he didn't mention anybody's name. He didn't even mention the organization. He said producers owe him. So if FIPAC was going to issue any communique, first find out, you also do a little background check. Find out who are these producers. If he doesn't want to mention the names, at least you know the movies he's been in, you can check, make a quick check, and then get to know these producers and see, cross-check with your list of producers, see if any of them are your members. Then you can pick it on from there. Yeah.
Logic, can you round it
And
up?
I think Ajololo should do himself some good and mention names. I mean, this whole thing of I won't mention names is not making sense to me anymore.
Did he say
why are you keeping the names? Yes, because this issue is now big out there. It's in public now. Mention the names.
Maybe he's lying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm about to say. Is it a lie or just an allegation?
Well, Mr. Logic, guys, please hold on. Let's speak with the president of FIPAC, Mr. James Abuaji. Let's get some clarification. If truly the story, yeah. Right, Senior. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us on Hitz FM. How are you?
I'm fine, Senior.
Right. So there's a story. The source is what? Ghana Web. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That the Film Producers Association of Ghana has made known that you use Kofi Ajololo as a scapegoat. Is that true?
Senior, let me wish you a very good morning and the listeners and your panelists. I haven't seen the story, and Ghana Web has not spoken to me or the PRO. I'm not sure if they've spoken to the PRO. And we haven't said it anywhere that we are going to use Kofi Ajololo as a scapegoat. If we say that, or if we say that, then it means Kofi Ajololo is a target. And we haven't made him a target anywhere. All what we are saying is, from the way he behaved, first of all, he's maligned the whole industry and maligned our producers without giving us names. So we must apologize for calling every producer a cheat, in the sense that he knows those he's talking about. So if he failed to name them and makes every producer a cheat, he must apologize. And also for not respecting the structures, because as an actor, if you have any issue to handle in respect to what has happened, you go through the Actors Guild. The Actors Guild in turn will liaise with FIPAC to see a resolution of the situation. If or better still, he could have written to FIPAC or come to FIPAC. And for failure to do that, it means he's not respecting the structures. And we have not said that we are making Kofi Ajololo our target. If we make him our target, what will we gain? Nothing.
Now,
so we haven't said that.
Right. Thank you very much. I'm reading something on Ghana Web. It says, in an interview with Miss G on 3FM Showbiz, the president said the body was fed up with derogatory remarks and ready to take actions to serve as a deterrent to others. So our scapegoat is Kofi Ajololo, asked the host. Is that true?
No, I never said.
It continues to say, oh yes, of course. Mr. Abuaji responded, you make every producer in the country look a cheat in the eyes of every Ghanaian, and that was not fair enough. So he has to apologize, at least to those who are not owing you.
So if I say that, is it making him a target? The writer or the blogger did a very bad job. He did yesterday in the afternoon. Miss G called me And I never even the discussion. I didn't center it on Kofi Adjei alone. It was the whole industry. I spoke about producers who refuse to pay actors. I spoke about the crew, the cameramen who live set with unannounced. I spoke about artists, all of us, because it is our aggregate behavior that will affect the industry. So I don't know where and how the blogger or the reporter managed to get the story, because I spoke to Ms. G myself, not anybody.
So now you're asking Kofi Adjei to apologize.
Yes.
But what have you done about producers not paying him as president of FIPAC?
That is why if you read the statement I issued, in the statement I stated that he has not reported the issue to FIPAC, nor have we heard it from any quarters that some producers have worked with Kofi Adjei and they have refused to pay him. You see, so for you to come out to say that producers must respect themselves, when you work with them, they don't pay you, you are calling all producers a cheat, or you are calling them cheats, which is not true. I've worked several with Kofi Adjei and I've paid him. I know producers who have worked with him who have paid him. So if you come out to say that producers must respect themselves simply because they have refused to pay you, and I'm a producer, my association members are producers, it means you have boxed all of us together and calling us cheat. Yesterday I had a chat with a friendly chat with Kofi, and some of these guys owing him, they are not FIPAC members. That is why it is important for him to give us the names. Those who are not FIPAC members, FIPAC cannot sanction them.
Now, when you spoke with him, was he ready to unleash the names?
Oh, he's giving me 2 names.
Who are not FIPAC members? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want the complete set. So I've encouraged him to get all the 7 names for us to, because so that those who are not FIPAC members, FIPAC will issue statements warning the film fraternity that when you work with them, you do it at your own risk, because should they take you for granted or should they treat you in any bad manner, FIPAC cannot come in and fight for you. Right. Because we have to protect them. We have to let the public know. So these are the producers, because they don't belong to any association. They think they can hire you and treat you in any manner that they want.
Right. Well, Senior, thank you very much for talking to us. In due time, we'll get back to you.
Thank you very much, Senior.
Right. So that was President of FIPAC, Mr. James Abuaji. Well, thank you very much for listening to the program. We'll continue tomorrow for yet another interesting edition of Daybreak at 6. And DJ Black is ready with Music Box, and he's ready to mash it all up, yo. Make way for Africa's #1, yo. Folks, DJ Black is killing it. Yo, name is Andy Dusty. Bye for now.
Back up, me and up, me and stop.